Hey everybody, Z Ferroli here, and welcome to my Arachne build guide for Season 5. I've been doing a bunch of practicing with her, jungle, mostly only conquest really, and been testing out a lot of things, seeing how she does, rotations, movement, what builds, what has changed with her build with the new map and new items. I will say that as a whole, her build is similar than to before, though there are some nuances that are a little bit differently, especially with the new blessings and what blessing you want to build. A lot of people, most junglers, are going to want to build, you know, Assassin's Blessing, get the extra clear, get the sustain, things like that. I don't think that helps Arachne too much, because yeah, farming and sustaining the jungle is alright, but she has a little bit of mana problems, a little bit, if you're spamming your abilities a lot. And the new Assassin's Blessing doesn't do too much to that. Also, I find that Arachne wants to be very hyper-aggressive at the beginning, and Assassin's Blessing only lets you be a little bit hyper-aggressive by the time it's fully stacked. So, for me, this blessing I like to start with is Hunter's Blessing. You're getting, let's see, you're getting 15 basic attack damage, which is giving you basically as much damage as the Assassin's Blessing is getting you, at least just on your autos. Your spiders won't benefit from Assassin's Blessing. The only thing that'll be benefiting from your Assassin's Blessing will be your 1, which is a little extra damage, yeah. But as a whole, you'll be getting more from Hunter's Blessing for damage-wise. Plus, it also works on lane minions and gods, which is good. Arachne wants to be hyper-aggressive right at the start, so doing that helps a lot. The 10 MP5 gives you a lot of sustain in the jungle. That 10 MP5 is going to help you a lot as you're rotating around and be able to stay. Your 1 is going to constantly be healing you, and the MP5 from that will be constantly giving you mana regen, so you'll be fine. Getting to 1 boots, just so you're a little bit faster. Movement speed is always still important on Arachne. Getting as much movement speed as possible is always good. And then you'll start with 3 health pots and 3 mana pots. I mean, if you play smart, you might not have to use all 3 mana pots for a while. The health pots, you'll be popping 1 as you're clearing the second camp, because you're not getting the sustain from your 1 yet. But what you want to do is try to get your spiders to tank as much damage as possible from the camps. That helps you a bit. So you might have to start attacking, back up, and then walk back in and let the spiders take some of the damage. It works pretty well. After that, you'll be rushing Warrior Tabby. No change here. High-Res keeps putting Ninja Tabby on. It's an option if you absolutely need the mana, but you don't. Well, if you're going Assassin's Blessing, yeah, I can see going Ninja Tab because of the attack speed, but and the mana. But Assassin's Blessing, once it's fully evolved, you'll be getting the 15% attack speed, which is only 5% less of this one, and you'll be getting 10% more, basically another 15 bonus basic attack damage. So each one of your autos are hitting 30. So that's you don't need Ninja Tabby if you're getting Hunter's Blessing. You'll be chunking with your autos. Word of note, Hunter's Blessing only stacks as you're getting from kills or lane minion deaths or assists. So what I like to do, I mean, I'll cover it more in another video, but I like to do is like throw one of my second web is either mid or solo lane, depending on what needs a little extra clear. And then I instantly get 6 stacks from that as my spiders are giving me the assist points for that, and I'm nowhere near the lane. And since Arachne wants to be ganking a lot and constantly going into lanes, try to be in a lane a bit more early than in the jungle. Let your mid take some of your jungle if they need to. That's fine. You want to be in the lanes a little bit more, at least until you get those 75 stacks. They go pretty fast, especially if you start getting kills and stuff. After that, you're going to be rushing Stone-Cutting Sword.
This will be killer.
Same as before, Stone-Cutting Sword is just really good on her. Lets you I mean, gives you protections as you're attacking, gives you a lot of movement, gives you a ton of power. She scales well with power, especially her autos get just chunk more and more and more with power. And again, movement speed is always good, and rip, like protection shred plus protection gain is always good. Next item you get, it depends on what you're fighting. If you're fighting a healing team, like even if it's just an Anubis, because Anubis is so annoying right now, you're gonna get Toxic Blade. It's a nice, really good, straight standard item. Give you 60% anti-healing if you grab that, which is always good. Always good. Like especially in a video I was just uploading now. I was against a Terra and a Terra support and Guan solo. And I had to get this second because that Guan was keeping their team alive way too much for their own good. If you're falling behind and need to get some protections rushed, you go for Void Shield if you're fighting a physical card, or Ensile if Al Kwang is being a pain in the ass. Either one of them work. Void Shield is a lot better now than it used to be. They're getting more protections, which is good. Health, which is good. The aura is nice. Less power, but more protections and health. The health is the key one there. Shifter's Shield is cheaper, yeah. But I don't build it too much. I mean, yeah, it's not bad. I mean, if you feel like you don't need the health, and you're only kinda behind, Shifters is an option, but I usually go Void Shield because I like being always more tanky if I'm going for this option, third item. And Sile, again, versus Al Kwang jungle, too good. Deuce. It's too good. And you can always pick up Ancila later if you're fighting Anubis who's just being a pain in the ass. That helps a lot, especially ganking Blink Anubis. That's a good item to grab. Otherwise, I grab Masamune. Masamune is just too good, movement speed and everything. Nice item to have.
Killer.
Next item, if you didn't grab Masamune yet, you grab Masamune now. You're gonna want that. Otherwise, if you already grab Masamune, I get Kin Size. Getting that extra shred off is always good. Let me go back to Masamune. You're always going to be in a god's face, so that's good. You're always going to be getting some of those protections, and you're getting 35 protections if you need a lot of gods. Even if you just need one, 7 protections is not bad. Nothing to sneeze at. Plus the health, plus the 50 power, plus the movement speed, always good. Kin Size, self-explanatory. Kin Size just goes too well with her. Shredding, every hit is making your passive hurt more, which is making your autos. It's just too good of an item not to get. After that, if you didn't get Kin Size yet, like let's say if you got one of these 3 items, you'll be getting Kin Size now. If you already got Kin Size and Masamune, this is where you can start to experiment depending on what is needed on your team, what you need to do. I like sometimes if you need more just flat protections, you have Mantle of Discord. If you're really falling behind and you just need the protections, Mantle of Discord is a good one. And if you're getting dived a lot, if you're getting attacked a lot, grab Mantle of Discord. Otherwise, if you want to just keep shredding people, Heartseeker is an option if you want to have more movement speed. If you didn't grab Toxic Blade already, Heartseeker is a good option. More movement speed, a bit of pen, always good. I like grabbing Rune Forged here sometimes.
I will suck the immortal
because that passive gives you 15% increased damage when they're affected by any sort of CC. And let me just... I'm only doing this because I want to get the full. Normally you wouldn't build that level that way, but I wanted to just get the full length of the slow. Because once you have that, you have a 6-second slow. So my autos right now with kin size as well do. So 134, 253, 253, and kins are hitting for 16. If I have it slowed, this is 113, 113. Oh, and then actually I forgot to grab the. That's my bad. I didn't grab the
This will be
hammer yet.
killer.
Okay, now I got it. So without being slowed with this build, you're doing 129. So 120, 154, 193, 193. That's after you know the stone cutting. Now,
Babies, your time will come.
177, 137, 137, and the kins are hitting for 19 instead of the 16 it was before. And that lasts for 6 seconds. 6 seconds of that much extra damage is a lot of damage. Plus you're getting the health, some more health, makes you a bit more tankier, lets you survive a bit more burst, all that stuff. After that, you'll be selling Assassin's Blessing. Then you'll be getting... Actually, then Assassin's Blessing does benefit from Runeforge Hammer's passive too, so yeah, that's also going to be getting a bit more damage from that as well. After you sell Assassin's Blessing and get what you feel you need. If you wanted to if you already grabbed Mantle Discord, you can grab Runeforge now. Like you can grab you can go for a little more movement speed with Heartseeker here.
This will be killer.
That's a good decent item to grab. Anything works. Basically what you really need to do. You want to go more movement, grab Heartspeaker. If you need more protections, grab Discord. If you need more focal protections, and Seele would be good. Like if you have a very magical team and the Alquans, if you haven't bought in Seele yet, you can grab in Seele now. Again, if it turns out you didn't get Toxic Blade and it turns out the Hunter is building double, triple lifesteal and you need to be able to pull that out, grab Toxic Blade, things like that. But I'm gonna, in this sense, I'm gonna grab Mantle Discord. After this, you have a few options. You can run like this and be fine. Or you can sell boots and grab Hasten Katana. So you can still stick to people and everything. You have a little less movement speed, yes, but you're able to stick to people. And with the Runeforge passive, everything will just be good in this one. This is my tanky-ish build here. It's not my one I always go for. This is like if you're not a super ahead, and you're like if you're middle alone and you just need to be able to survive more to get your damage off, this is the build I usually go. Like this. Man, Katana, I used to rush it a lot sooner. Now I don't. Now I only grab it if I feel like I need to grab it, need to stick to people more. It's still a good item on her, don't get me wrong. You just don't need to rush it as much. Let's see, another build option. Let's see, let's remove some of this. Let's say you're completely and utterly ahead and not dying at all. You're just rawful stomping the other team. You can grab, let's see, you grab that, you grab Hearts, you grab Bloodforge here, and then sell boots for Hasten Katana again. If you're selling boots, it's usually best to go for Hasten Katana if you need be. But here, you have a ton of power here with this. Let me just go max. At this point, you're going to be level 20. This is the, hey, I am not dying at all. So I'm going to go this build and not die ever again. Well, I'm not dying at all. I'm so far ahead. No one can kill me. But if somehow I do get low and I get a kill, I'm able to keep going. So this one, right now, autos are doing 181, 362, 362. 16 for each kin hit. Then it's 208, 416, 416 when they're slow, or any sort of CC. Even your stun works as well. Then you hit one, hit a lot. Anyone is going to be melting to this. Again, this is your, I'm so far ahead, they can't stop me. I'm just going to go pure damage and just keep rolling stomping. enough, like, and I only went, then, if you're going against a team with lots of healing, the build is going to look like more like this. So you would have, let's see, Stone Cutting, into Toxic, into Masamune, into Kin Size, into Runeforged Hammer, and then selling your boots for Hasten Katana. This is if, hey, they have healing, but I'm still ahead and doing pretty well. You have a lot more attack speed, so you might be a little bit overcapping a little bit. So you're going to be overcapping a lot with top you too. But that's only 3 hits, so it's not like too big of a deal. If you feel like you don't really need the movement and you need more protections, you can always get Mantle Discord here, or an Ancile, or a Void Shield. Mantle Discord is your safe option. Yeah, you're not going to be hitting as hard as you could, but it's your more safer option to pick. You could also go, as I mentioned earlier, you could also go Shifter's Shield if you absolutely need to. It's a pretty decent item on her. Last item if you want to. Sell your boots to that and you already have 3 movement speed items already, and you don't feel like you need any more movement speed items. Or you can always go, again, Heartseeker. If you want 4 movement speed items, you don't care about protections. You could always replace Runeforged with Mantle Discord if you just need more protections. Your power shifts a little bit, but you become a lot more tankier than that. You're not going to get the Runeforged passive, but you're going to be at least hitting decently hard. Honestly, if I was going against a very heal-heavy team that's starting to catch up and I need to be able to survive a bit, this will be the build I go with. I'm not going to be shredding them instantly, but I can survive most of the damage they throw, any burst damage they throw at me. If I get CC'd, anything like that, and then I can still do decent damage thanks to Kin Size, and see, I'm still hitting for 301 instead of the 262 if they're slow. That is a plus, that's pretty much 40 extra damage per auto for 6 seconds. Well, not, yeah, well then again, not the first hit, but 40 extra damage, and you're hitting 1, 2, let's see. 1, 2, actually no, I'm gonna just go here and count. So for 6 seconds, you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 autos. That's not counting all the other damage that's going on, like your spiders. 8 autos for 40 extra damage per auto, at least for this build, is about, that's a lot of damage. Can't do the math in my head at the moment, but that's basically like 320 extra damage in those. And that, again, that's just on that. You're getting more damage from your 1, you're getting more damage from the first auto attack as well. Your spiders aren't getting more damage. But your 1 and your first auto, it's gonna be really adding up if you do that. Runeforge just works well. Especially if you're going more tankier build, Runeforge is always a good item to have. As for Relics, same thing. Beads, Aegis is pretty much all I usually get with her. Bracer of Undoing, if I'm not getting one of these, I'm probably getting Bracer of Undoing. Let's say I'm fighting a team that's very, very low crowd control. I'll probably just be getting Aegis Element and Bracer of Undoing, just so I can undo any damage they do to me, and I don't have to worry about crowd CC. If we fighting I can get out with my ult, but if I'm fighting an Odin, and I know my team needs a Veil, and no one's built a Veil yet, or needs a second Veil, I'll grab that usually. Yeah, there's other options. Blink if you want to go nuts and try that. Ankh is mostly there for very healing heavy teams, so that's an option. Never gonna grab Teleport, never gonna grab Meditation outside of Assault. Shell, not really, unless you're absolutely really far behind and you need that extra protections. Normally I would just grab one of those instead. Thorns, not really needed either. Frenzy, not really needed. The only one you might want to grab is Horrific if you're doing like a very specific comp with teams, you just want extra slowing ability and everything, Horrific is pretty good if no one else has grabbed it. Otherwise, that's pretty much the builds I've been going for Arachne. Again, this is the build if you need to be a little tanky and you're going against a healing comp. And then you got the pure damage build with the Blood Forge and everything. Like if you're going like pure damage, you'll be these two items. If you're like super head, you'll be getting this and this. Or you can be this and this. Something like that would work just as well. If you're going like pure damage, either Heartseeker or Hasten Katana, depending if you want more pen and a little more burst, or just want to just auto stick to people. Then if you're going, if they're not being healing comp, but you also need to be protect against some protections, this is what I would be my default build for her. If you're not going against a healing comp and you're not super far ahead, this will be the default build I would build on her. And hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, just let me know. I'll be happy to answer them or anything. How I feel about her in this season is pretty decent. I mean, as decent as someone with no mobility is going to be in a giant map. But her goal is not to rotate, not to farm, is to be ganking, catching people alone. With the bigger map, it's a higher chance to catch people alone, which is her benefit. And that works. I mean, we'll have to wait and see how she turns out as a whole. She has a lot of trouble solo clearing camps after level 1 and 2 until she starts getting online and a Hunter's Blessing activates. Then it gets this fully stacked. She has a little bit of trouble slow clearing. She's not a Circuit. She can't instant clear with just one ability and walk on, so that slows her a bit. But that's the main downside of her. And if the other team catches up, you can't do too. It's harder to engage when you're all staying and not letting you get close to any one guy. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you have any requests or questions, I'll be happy to answer them. See you guys later to the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.